Hello again! This year I'm looking forward to taking an opportunity every now and then to feature some of my favorite movies or certain individual scenes that I love. Today's subject is one of my favorite classic romantic films, a movie that I considered talking about in December because the last scene takes place at Christmas, therefore it's a Christmas movie, and then I considered reviewing it in February because of Valentine's Day, but then I thought, hey, why not just do it now in January because it's right in the middle of the two. I'm talking about Love Affair from 1939. It's an 88-minute film, not a romantic comedy, but a romance with a little light comedy, directed by Leo McCarey and starring Irene Dunne and Charles Boyer. In this story, two strangers meet on a cruise and over the course of the voyage fall in love. They agree to meet again in 6 months, but on the appointed day, tragedy strikes and prevents their reunion. It's a familiar story if you've seen 1957's An Affair to Remember, which was director Leo McCarey's remake of his own picture, this time with Deborah Kerr and Cary Grant. I will begrudgingly concede that An Affair to Remember is the more well-known and perhaps more widely loved film of the two, but if I may dare to say it, I prefer the original. This is largely because I think Irene Dunne and Charles Boyer are lovely together. They co-starred in two other films, one, When Tomorrow Comes, also from 1939, which I have not seen, and the other, Together Again, from 1944, which I have. I've heard that after working together, they remained close lifelong friends, and also that both considered Love Affair a personal favorite among the films they each made. Irene Dunne was a versatile actress with loads of her own special flair and sparkle. Throughout her career, she proved herself to be remarkably proficient at comedy, drama, tragedy, and a talented singer as well. Love Affair is not a musical, but music does play an important part in the story, and she gets to sing twice. And for me, the performance in the nightclub always stands out because I like the song, and because I like the way she radiates the exuberance of a woman in love. I wouldn't call myself a Charles Boyer fan in general, but I'm a fan of him in this movie. Actually, the first thing I saw him in was Gaslight from 1944, and from that, I figured he must always play the dastardly European villain type, until I saw this movie and realized that Gaslight was actually the exception to the rule. Here he starts out the notorious playboy, kind of a wolf, but very charming, and it's nice to watch his character develop and change as the romance grows serious. I especially like his acting in the final scene. In An Affair to Remember, I get the feeling that Cary Grant's character is a little more caustic, like he wants to use his words to inflict pain. The impression Boyer gives me is slightly different. He's bitter and hurt, but he holds back and remains polite and urbane, as if he's determined to appear unbothered and be the bigger man, so to speak. But also, even if he doesn't want to admit it, deep down he's still in love, and despite his pain, he can't really allow himself to be cruel. Both Boyer and Dunne deliver sensitive, moving performances, and the end result is a beautiful scene that I continually come back to watch and occasionally tear up over. If there's anything I wish was different about the movie, it's that I wish the two characters weren't already tied to someone else when they meet. It makes the beginning of their relationship messy, and even though those two relationships are not deeply committed, it's still not ideal. But that's the story. Before I close, I must also mention that Charles Boyer's character's grandmother, who has a brief but oh so important role, is played by Maria Ouspenskaya. She's a delightful little woman, and the way she plays the part is both adorable and absolutely heartbreaking, and I love her. This one's definitely a comfort watch for me, a movie I get a hankering for, especially when it's cold and wintry outside, or when I don't feel well, or when I just want to curl up in a ball and watch something warm and fuzzy and familiar. It's a perfect film for November, December, January, February. If you've seen Love Affair, please let me know what you think of it, or of any of the other films I mentioned. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and as always, thanks for watching! Bye!